Hello, team. Welcome to Fred's Euro Fun Zone. Euros. So today we're going to go through Fred's fantasy Euro prediction. Fred's Euro fantasies, you could call it. And what that means is I am going to do a prediction step by step on the tournament on this thing here. But it's also going to include fantasies of what I'd like to happen. Either in terms of the narrative of the tournament or blah, blah, blah. Now, will England probably win in my prediction? Yes, but that's not the point of this game. This game is talking about all the different little stories. I'm not just going to be going through and going, oh, 3-1. I want to talk about what's going to happen. Okay, so first things first. Let me just show you the full kind of screen of what I'm going to be doing. So this is like an automated Excel sheet which automates all the third places and the goal difference and blah, blah, blah. And these are the groups on the left-hand side here. And then this is the knockout stage on the right. Now you may notice that the knockout stages are already filled in. That's a time-saving measure, right? Because I don't want to waste your time going through the group stages and being like, oh, Germany, do you know, it's just too long, right? We all want to know about the knockout stages. So I've actually already filled in the group stages, and there's just a few points that I'd like to highlight. So let's zoom in. I've highlighted them in red. Firstly, I'm very excited for this opening game. Germany-Scotland. Now, there will never be a time where I will cheer for Scotland more. I would love Germany to get beaten in the opening game. I would absolutely love it. And I don't think it's out of the question because it wasn't that long ago that Scotland were on really good form. However, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Germany, home turf, strong squad. It's just going to... I think Scotland might have a go. They might even score first. But I think that Germany will win that game. And that's the game that I'm going to highlight. Oh, that's the game that I'm going to highlight in this... in the group stages as a game of note. Now, I see Germany winning that group, Switzerland second, Scotland third, potentially progressing as a third place team. Oh yeah, they are. So this is the third place deciding table here. The top four in green are the ones that are progressing. So in my numbers, Scotland do progress as a third place team. Next up, we've got this Spain group, which I see Spain winning and Italy coming second. I see Spain, because it's also got Croatia in it, so that's why I see these points between Italy and Croatia being so close. I see Spain beating Italy. Italy had such a run to the Euro 2021 final and win, and they had the run beaten at the time, but since then it's been a catastrophe. They didn't qualify for the World Cup and they've had a change of manager and all this. So, I don't see Italy being as strong, but I do see them progressing as second place on goal difference. I see Spain beating Italy. I think their squad is brilliant. I think it's very young, but massive potential with some star players in there. And I think that they're going to be a real problem at this Euros. I think that you probably compare the squads with England and you'd maybe be like, maybe actually not as strong as England. But in terms of like the mentality of Spain, they've been there, they've done it. I think that pushes them maybe slightly above England in terms of chances, not sure, if I'm being objective. So Spain, Italy and Croatia are also progressing as a third place team, as you can see down here. Then we've got our England group. So here are my England predictions for the for the group games. I see England beating Serbia. I don't see any issues here. Not that I'm not saying I know the Serbian squad inside and out, but just looking at their ranking and their recent results, I feel like we're going to... And Southgate's gotten really good at winning the first game of the tournament. He changed that. We hadn't won the first game of a tournament for something like 20 years before he came in. Something mental like that, right? Go back to like 2010, 1-1 against the USA, that kind of thing. 2018, it was 2-1 versus Tunisia. 2020, it was 1-0 versus Croatia. And 2022, it was... what was it? Fucking hell. Oh, it was Iran. 6-2, wasn't it, versus Iran? He's gotten very good at that. So I don't see a change here. I think that's enough evidence to suggest that we're going to win that first game. I've put 2-0. We'll probably make a fucking struggle out of it. Probably 2-1 or something like that. Maybe 3-1. I see Slovenia and Serbia as kind of halving their spoils. Denmark and England. Now, we played in the last Euros semi-final, obviously, and I see that being similarly close. I see Denmark as being a real threat to our, like, top in the group credentials, more than I think people are giving credit for. It's almost like we've forgotten that they were in the semi-finals last time. I know it's 3 years ago, but still, and it was a tough game. I don't know why that's not being talked about enough. Everyone's like, "Oh, brilliant group. We should be so happy with that group." Denmark are tough. I've put that we're going to beat Denmark, but I really wouldn't be surprised if this was a 1-1. And yeah, the spoils go as you'd expect for us. So England, Denmark progressing, Serbia not progressing as a third place team. In the France-Netherlands group, I obviously predict France and Netherlands to progress with France top. I predict France to beat Netherlands in their game, but otherwise pretty as much as you'd expect. The Belgium group is really difficult to predict because I think Ukraine have a lot of national gusto behind them because of the obvious geopolitical situation. Slovakia and Romania are unknown quantities to me. I don't really like when you're filling in something like this. You need a lot more granular information or knowledge than I really have. I can be asked to get. And then Belgium, their golden generation is now not just aging but old. Like I remember, I heard Axel Witsel. He's not even in the squad, obviously, but part of that golden generation. Axel Witsel's like in his late 30s now. De Bruyne's 32. So I guess Belgium will win that group, but who the fuck? I mean, that's a weird group, that. Portugal, I see as winning Group F by a landslide. I've singled out this game. I've predicted they're gonna smash Georgia 6-0. I just see Portugal as being one of my favourites for this tournament. I see it being France, Portugal, England. That's my hierarchy of favourites. If I'm speaking objectively, the fantasy may be different, as we'll come to find out. But yeah, Portugal absolutely smashing that group. I've kind of got the spoils split between Turkey and Czech Republic after that. Czechia, sorry. And who's to say how that will go? But I've got them both progressing second and third anyway. So now, moving over to the knockout stages, which is why we're all here. Spain versus Ukraine. As discussed, I think that Spain are massively dangerous, and I don't think that the Ukraine kind of spirit will lift them above that. So I'm seeing a good kind of 3-1, really, here. Germany, Denmark. Tough game for Germany in the next round. And I think that... But I think we'll see as this goes on, I don't want to keep repeating myself, that the Germany home advantage will take them far in this. So I'm seeing similar, 2-1, maybe on pens, something like that. Portugal, Scotland. Scotland are going to get absolutely fucking trounced. Sorry, not 1. 4-0 I've put there. Can we see this? Yeah, we can see this. Netherlands, Slovakia. Again, Slovakia an unknown quantity to me. Look, it's difficult when you're doing these predictions because there's always going to be shocks. This will definitely not happen this way. We know that. Scotland might beat Germany tomorrow night. Like we just know something's going to go wrong from the get-go. Go wrong, as in away from the scripts, let's say. But that's not the point, really. This prediction is more just talking about my sense of the big teams. And when any podcast or anything does this prediction, it really is discussing the sense of the big teams, the form, the squads that they've got. Because no one's really going to predict an upset, are they? No one's going to be like, no, I do see Serbia going to the final. And who knows, that might happen. But no one's going to predict it, and there's no value in predicting it. So, Netherlands, I would say, would come through that game. I don't know enough about Slovakia to do a specific score. Belgium, Croatia. Now, that is a tough game, because this is tough. That will very likely come out that way as well, because Croatia finishing third in their group. I think they struggled at group stage in the World Cup as well, because their golden generation is aging too. So it's like they're not. You wouldn't exactly say the old guard or the old greats of Europe, Belgium versus Croatia, but you'd definitely say they're two like stalwart dark horses. They're the teams that have gone into the last few tournaments, World Cup included, and you've been like, they've got a real chance. But now they're a bit like, oh, we don't really know what to expect from these. I feel like Croatia's midfield is still bossed by Modric, who still has what it takes, but really, will that take you very far in a tournament anymore? Kovacic is there, you know, whereas Belgium does still have one of the best players in the world in De Bruyne. So I am going to just edge Belgium here, but we'll do it on pens. We'll do it on pens, won't we? Belgium on pens, which is a bit controversial because Croatia are traditionally very good at pens. But look, that's the prediction. That's how it is. Who gives a fuck? France versus Turkey. France are steamrolling their way through. England versus Czechia. I think Southgate has got enough, credentials in knockout stages now to see that tie or a tie like that as being very, very winnable. So I'm going to put a normal 2-0 win. Now, if we have to look across to Czechia's group, so that's a third. So we're going to, if we win our group, we'll be playing a third place team. So I guess worst case scenario, I'm not sure how the permutations play out, but worst case scenario would be like Croatia or Italy, really. That's a likely case scenario. So yeah, but again, I think Croatia and Italy will be in a different permutation based on my prediction. Now, getting into the fantasy stage, England 2-0 versus Czechia. This is where, similar to like when we beat Senegal 3-0 in the second round at the World Cup, this is where you really want to start to see the team really gel and start to blossom. So we're thinking Shaw's back, we're thinking Trent's established in midfield potentially. So I'm saying that this game will have a goal from someone like Trent or Shaw. Not that he scores very often. Or maybe someone like Rice, you know, someone who's becoming a bit of a personality in the tournament for us. We're not talking, and then a penalty from Harry Kane. You know, like a classic England win. Switzerland, Italy. Now, Switzerland are a bit of a nuisance in knockout games. And Italy are not as strong at the moment. But I don't want to be seen, obviously whoever wins this is going to play England in the next round, and I don't want to be seen to like shirk the fact that it'll probably be Italy, or maybe Croatia. So let's just stick them through, but I will put a pin in that one and say it could be a tough game for the Italians. So I'm going to say maybe like a extra time winner, which they have been known to do. So this is when it gets tasty. Spain, Germany. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Wow, that didn't work. Spain, Germany. Germany are on home soil. Spain have got a very exciting squad. This is the type of game you'd want to see fireworks. You're going to want to see something like that for a start. And you're probably going to want to see our second knockout stage penalty shootout. So I would say you've got to take Germany on pens on home soil. Yeah. I think if this was a neutral ground, I'd probably pick Spain, but Germany, good manager, good squad still, and they're coming off the back of bad form, but you may be thinking end of a past generation, start of a new generation. We're talking maybe quite a dangerous Germany in a transition, maybe like we were in 2018, maybe could cause some damage, especially on home soil. Portugal, Netherlands. Netherlands have played well in these warm-up games. They beat the Iceland that we lost to 4-0. Portugal have also played well. Ronaldo scored in a 3-0 win. I can't remember who that was against. I just see this Ronaldo factor winning here. I see it being... I'm going to just predict fireworks in these games, by the way. Like a classic twat. But I see Portugal as winning here. I think that their squad is immense. If you think about Bernardo Silva, I mean, but it's the Ronaldo effect that I'm thinking here. Like, I see Ronaldo scoring the winner in this, or scoring the first goal, or he's maybe come on as a sub in quite a few games, but can you really not start Ronaldo in a quarter-final like that? Belgium versus France. Now, whether it's Belgium or Croatia is immaterial to this prediction to get through here, because they're going to get trounced by France. I'm seeing another 3 or 2-0. Let's go conservative, 2-0. England versus Italy. Now, I think I'm well within my rights to say that England will beat Italy in this game. I think it's very likely that this will be the game. And I think we would beat Italy in that game. And you're thinking, why? Well, as many of you will know, England beat Italy twice in the qualifiers for this very tournament. And once very recently as well. I just feel like we have that psychological advantage over Italy now. We've beaten that, we've taken that monkey off our back. And I see us winning this game. We beat them in Italy as well. This is neutral ground. I mean, I don't want to say fucking penos, but oh, imagine if it was. Imagine if it was another 1-1, 1-1 penos. Oh, ousting the demons of 2021. That would be fucking incredible. And who scores the England goal? But Luke fucking Shaw. Luke fucking Shaw. Okay? And we don't have fucking Chiellini to drag down Saka on the wing when he's running through. And we don't have fucking Bonucci to say it's coming wrong. No, I'm not bitter. Semi-finals. Now, let's just take a look at this. So the semi-finals we've got are Germany-Portugal and France-England. Now, regardless of what's come before that, upsets and whatnot, as discussed, it's impossible to predict upsets. I actually think that this is a very likely semi-final setup. Very, very likely. Because I don't see these teams not winning their groups, first of all. And for various reasons, whether it's squad, form, home turf, I don't see these teams losing on this journey. So I actually think this is a pretty fair bet for the semis. Now, any fair bet for the semis has got so many permutations in it that you could only say it's a 10% chance max. But that's big compared to other tournaments where you're like, I don't fucking know what's going to happen. I think this is a very likely semi-final matchup. Germany-Portugal. Now, I'm really struggling with this, and this is where we're going to get into the fantasy mode even more. Because in my opinion, facing Cristiano Ronaldo in the Euro final, you can see where my prediction's going, terrifies me. Because I feel like his fucking destiny is just victory. But then again, facing Germany in the final is very similar. Germany's destiny could well be victory on home soil. However, who would I want to beat more? And the answer is clear. Germany. Very, very clearly Germany. And I would like them to lose on home soil like we lost on home soil in 2020. And for that reason, I'm having Ronaldo score first, extra time, Germany winner. Now we go on to... I love how obvious my prediction is headed. Now we go on to France-England, right? France beat England in the quarters of World Cup 22 and Harry Kane missed a penalty. So I want this to be an absolute fucking shutout. And I want Kane to score a penalty in the 72nd minute. So the exact minute that he missed his penalty in the last game. Kane, France, penalty, England. This is the worst Google search ever. England, France. Oh, wow. World Cup 22. Let's look at the game. So Harry Kane missed a pen. Oh, wow. It's not even going to fucking tell me, is it? Because it's not going to list it if it was missed. What a dumb twat. All right, I'm going to say Harry... Oh, missed a pen. Yes! 84 minutes. Harry Kane scores the winning penalty in the 84th minute of that fucking game. Of that fucking game. Let's fucking go, bitch. Right. And then we're getting to the final. It won't let me scroll over any further, so I'm sorry. Here is the final. It all comes down to this, doesn't it? And isn't it mental that if Germany and England win their groups, like we expect them to do, I don't think that's controversial to say, the permutation leads to them meeting in the final. They're on the other halves of the draw and then meet in the final. How insane would that be? And if we were to lose that game, I may throw myself in the Thames. Depression. I would really struggle to get over that. Really struggle. And for the purposes of this prediction, I'm not going to put myself through that thought process. I'm simply going to do my fantasy. Okay, we beat Germany at the last Euros, but they're a much different team now. Better setup, better manager, better form, better squad. So, they're dangerous, and that is why they're here. They're also on home soil. Now, to beat Germany on home soil is one thing. But to beat Germany in the final, on home soil, on penalties, with Southgate as the manager, is another question entirely. Victory. Now that is what I want to happen. I want them to beat Germany in penalties, on penalties, in the final. Yes, please. Thank you very much. And I want Germany to miss a ton of penalties, by the way. What is it going to be? 1-1, 2 miss, 3 miss, 4, that's a win. 4-1 on pens. Well, wouldn't you fucking know it? Wouldn't you fucking know it? What are the chances of that? That after all that, England win? What? My prediction leads to England winning? What? I did not see that coming. Wow. Wow, what a surprise. What a journey. Now, if I'm being objective, where do I see this slipping up? Yes, we could easily slip up in the semis against France, and I didn't give that much credence when I was getting a bit too excited doing the prediction. But I do genuinely believe that we will make it there, and that we would beat Italy or maybe Croatia in this game, and we would beat Czechia or maybe who else? Who the fuck knows in that game? But the semis, yes, it could well be another loss to France. I accept that. But for the purposes of this exercise, England win the Euros. Thanks for joining me, team. See you next time.